How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. And yeah, this is going to be a fun one today, I think. Hopefully a fun one. It is a collaboration beer, a Hoppy Belgian style ale beer from the Bruery and Maine Beer Company, their Fourthmeal. Let's see, Fourthmeal, first things first. That's a Taco Bell thing, so maybe a Maine Brewing Company, the Brewery. Not sure how Fourthmeal works into there. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe it's going over my head. It probably says it on a label. But here we go. First things first. Brewery. The Brewery. A brewery that's pretty much said we're never going to make a fucking IPA. They flirted with hop forward pails, which this one is. They're kind of just skipping being right on the nose of an IPA, but that's their deal. They're not really fucking around with that shit. It's not what they do. They really don't want to do it. It's pretty much been known, I guess you would say, that Patrick Rue from the Brewery, that's not his gig, so no IPAs from them. Then they team up with Maine, that's pretty much their gig. Opposite sides of the spectrum, pretty much producing big hop-forward IPAs, hop-forward stouts, hop-forward porters, things like that. Sure, they have a couple Saisons under their belt, maybe even a Belgian, I believe, back in the day, but, you know, pretty polar opposites. So I do like what Maine does with their hops and their dark beers and their IPAs. I love the Brewery, and I especially like when they do Belgian stuff because I think they have a good grasp on Belgians and Belgian yeast. So really excited to give this a whirl because it's, even though they're two opposite ends of the spectrum, it kind of makes sense to me. There we go. First things first. What's on the label? The Brewery, Orange County, California, Fourthmeal, Hoppy Belgian style ale, Maine Beer Company collaboration series, 6.9% alcohol by volume. Do what's right at 1 a.m. Let's see, on the back, we have here, the Brewery and Maine Beer Company got together and cooked up something special for you. Fourthmeal. It isn't brunch. It isn't dinner. It's Hoppy Belgian. I thought that's what they're going for, maybe a little bit with their whole. They do lunch and dinner with Maine beers. Anyway, it's a Hoppy Belgian style ale that brings aspects of both breweries to the table. Fruity Belgian yeast esters, a crisp, bready backbone, citrus and piney hop characteristics, and a dry hop forward finish. There's no one shouting, "Come and get it" when it's time to dine. Just mouth-watering dry hopped aromatics, signaling it's time for Fourthmeal. This beer is best enjoyed fresh. I believe it's just about 2 months old, which is about as fresh as we're going to get it here. These literally just came off the truck. I saw an etch on here with a date. Okay, it's right there. So we're looking at, looks like it was bottled on December 9th. This is February 9th. So yeah, 2 months. Pretty much as fresh as we're going to get it. So yeah, plus it's a Belgian hop forward ale. It should be able to withstand stuff. Label-wise, it's cool. It's basically, if you've ever had any of Maine's beers or you looked up their labeling, they're just white with lettering on it. Every now and then a little graphic on it. That's pretty much it. Brewery labels always are pretty ornate with their kind of patterns. It's a nice melding of the two. You get the plain white label, but you definitely know it's a brewery one from the cap and the bottle, but also the label shape and the whole nine. So I kind of dig it. It feels very collabby, and you're like, well, it is a collab. A lot of breweries do collabs, and they kind of feel like they err on one side or the other. Just from the bottle standpoint, looking at it, obviously I haven't tried it yet. It just seems like there was thought put into it to make it seem like it came from both locations. Because a lot of times you'll get a collaboration, and it'll be from, like, there's obviously a brewery bottle, but the labeling just kind of mentions the other brewer, and that's pretty much it. So let's see what we got here. Two, almost actually, if I go like this, is 1.5. You can see how infinitely creamy. It's like the fine gravity from the pour there. It's like literally looks like Miracle Whip, or not Miracle Whip. That's disgusting. That would be pseudo disgusting mayonnaise in itself. I meant Ready Whip or Cool Whip. Whatever. Anyway, pretty compact bubbles, and that is freaking glowing. It almost looks like it has its own light source in it. It definitely looks like a Belgian Golden Pale, a Belgian Strong Pale, those kind of beers. It's got this really nice kind of hazy minute particulate floating around in there. Subtle carbonation, but I mean, it looks golden. Like gold. It looks like it's like, whoa, like it has an aura about it. So yeah, it looks Belgian, let's put it that way. Let's see if we can get a nose and a sucker. This is going to be a good beer, okay? This is going to be a good beer, a really good beer. I don't think it's going to blow anybody away with flavor as far as hop profile. I don't think it's going to like bounce off your face and like destroy your skull with just hop nuttiness. I think it's going to be a nice balance between the Belgian yeast and the actual hop profile itself. I'm getting fruit, a lot of fruit esters. I'm getting a subtle banana in there. I'm getting a little bit of apple. A lot of fruit, a lot of creamy fruit, and I don't think the peach is from the hops. I think it's like just a creamy peachiness, like almost like if you were puree actual peaches with like a whipped cream kind of deal going on in there. So, but a ton of fruitiness. Almost like fruit saladiness, but old school, like the dull kind of canned fruit salad thing where it's a little bit like sweet and syrupy. So there's probably maybe a little bit of Belgian candied sugar in there, who knows. But you get a nice fruitiness in there, but you're also getting a subtle but stable hop presence, I guess you would say. Again, citrus. You're getting more citrus from the hops, kind of like rindiness. Sweetness, but not overly sweet, but you're getting a nice pininess there too. But it's like a sweet pine. It doesn't smell overly palate smacking or super impactful dryness or bitterness, more of a sweet pine. Yeah, this smells really cool. It smells like there's a perfect balance between the hop presence in the Belgian beer, which, I mean, going into it, if I get it right, it's freaking luck. But I mean, based off the label, like I said, it seemed like a nice collab, a collaboration. It feels like a real collaboration. So let's see if it holds true. So she looks awesome. She smells awesome. Let's see what she tastes like. I could drink 17 of these. This is a good beer. Pretty much exactly what I got off the nose, I'm getting in the mouth. I'm getting that fruitiness from the Belgian yeast. Banana, apple, like a creamy kind of whipped cream, peach puree-ness. I'm also getting a little bit of spiciness from the Belgian yeast too. I think like a peppery coriander-ness. But then you're getting a citrus from the actual hop presence. And you're also getting that pininess, that kind of earthy kind of pininess from the hops also. And they're all perfectly balanced throughout. I wouldn't even say, I'm trying to think if one kind of stands out. Maybe the bitterness of the hops are kind of bit bigger than everything else, but I think it works because it's making me just get a little bit of palate smacking going on, and I think that makes me want to go back for more. So it's definitely doing its job. Yeah, I love this beer. It's not, like I said, it's not blowing things away. It's not punching you in the face. It's not an impact beer tour. It's just like tossing you around and making you say, holy fuck, what am I drinking? There's times and places for those beers. Sometimes you want a beer that's just made really well and it's just an absolute pleasure to drink. And I think this is it. Yeah, it's just fun as fuck. Let's put it that way. Not even fun. I say that a lot. I'd be like, this is a really fun beer. This is comforting beer. You know what I mean? Like, there's fun things in life, and you know, sometimes fun can be dangerous, or fun can be crazy, or fun can be whatever. This is more soothing, more just, it makes sense and just makes you happy, and it's kind of like, you know, snuggled up in front of a fire, you know what I mean, with somebody you give a shit about, and just relaxing. That's what this beer is, and I think it's really cool. So there you go. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better hop forward Belgian style pale ales I've had? Yeah, because there's not really that many of them. But even if there were, I think this one would be up there. Would I buy it again? Yes. $13. It's a little bit steep for a 6.5% beer, but you're talking about a collaboration in the 750 format, and the balance is just so perfect that I have no issues paying that money. So I definitely buy it again. Not something I buy a ton of. Again, I'm just thinking how impactful freshness is in this. I think you should drink it fresh, but I think this would be cool to sit on just one of them to see where that kind of Belgian yeast takes it. That's just me, though. So, again, probably better off fresh. Your hop profile is going to die down, but I think this might kind of turn into something fun. You're probably not going to want to sit on it for years, but a year or two, I think it'd be fun to pick up. Availability, it's the Brewery. If you get Brewery, you're probably going to see it. Their distribution has gotten much, much better here in the Northeast, especially Northeastern Pennsylvania. So if you get Brewery stuff, you're going to be able to find it. And let's just say this. If you like Wally like this. If you like Maine beers and you like Brewery beers. If you take like one of their lighter beers, let's go with, I don't know. What would this be a mix of? Maybe their Mischief, if you took their Mischief, and not as big a beer as that, slightly smaller, and mixed it with a much smaller version of a lot of the Maine's bigger beers, like dinner and lunch, stuff like that. I think that's kind of where you're falling. So I feel like their beers in general would be fun to give it a whirl. If you like Belgians, but you wish there was Belgian breweries out there, because it definitely has a Belgian-esque vibe, Belgian soul. If you wish Belgian breweries made a hop-forward beer, or vice versa, if you wish American breweries that make hop-forward beers did experiments with Belgian yeast and stuff like that, you like this. If you like saisons and you wanted hop-forward ones like that, you see a lot of dry hop saisons. This is more of like a hop kettle in a boil kind of hop presence. But yeah, it's just a cool beer in general. So if you like fun beer, if you like comforting beer, I should say, definitely worth giving a whirl because it's fun. And I dig it. So there you go. Another review in the books. Long-winded one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram on tap. Massive Beers. In all 4 of those places. If you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet. And there you go. Another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice hop-forward Belgian ale right now. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.